Hey guys, welcome back to Panther Network and to our new segment, The Panther Profile. We're your hosts, Lizzie,
Fab.
and Coach Robinson.
and for our first pilot episode, we are talking about Coach Rob's athletic career and qualifications.
Oh, okay. Coach Rob, would you like to explain to us how you got started with sports?
Yes, I guess technically the first sport I ever played was T-ball. 5 years old, old Forest Hill Rec, T-ball. I started playing baseball, 5, 6 years old, soccer when I was kindergarten, first grade maybe. Basketball in second grade, started running cross country in second grade. So I did all those things throughout, elementary school, middle school, played club baseball, travel soccer, travel basketball. Ran cross country for the school, and I got to high school. Went to new school. I only went to K through 8 thing like we were talking about earlier, and I had to make a decision between cross country and soccer. Cross country coach wanted me to run. Our coach wanted me to play. I chose soccer.
Are they both spring?
No, they're both fall.
Oh.
Yeah, men's soccer. Well, actually, both soccer, men's and women's soccer in Maryland is in the fall because spring is club season. Spring and summer is club, and then
club like soccer.
Club soccer.
Right.
Yep. So I chose to play soccer. Sometimes I wish I had ran cross country, but I love soccer. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I was really good. I was really good at cross country.
Why didn't you run track? Track spring?
Baseball.
What makes you good at like cross country? Like?
Endurance.
Being able to.
Oh, so you don't get tired?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially running back then, like I won a lot of. Which it's so weird to brag about like winning stuff in elementary and middle school. Mm-hmm. But like I won a lot of races in elementary,
which
and middle school.
Are allowed to do.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I brag about my middle school softball career all the time.
For what it's worth, in second grade, in the 7 and under, I was top runner. There's 4 races every fall. 4 races. Came in first, second. Lost to this guy named Jordan. And then first again.
Still remember his name?
He was cool. No, we were cool.
It really impacted you that much.
It was a game recognized game back in the day. So anyway, and then got to high school, and I actually stopped playing baseball going into my 8th grade year to focus on basketball. So high school I went to, we had a really, 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 really good basketball team. Played with, guys in the NBA, against guys in the NBA.
Like who? A lot of, can you list them?
Emmanuel Quickly. Shout out E-Man. I know he's not listening, but just know I ain't forget about you.
If it gets back to
you. Just in case it reaches the Toronto Raptors socials. But played with a lot of D1 guys, against a lot of D1 guys. And so I knew that I was going to this school in 8th grade. And I liked basketball more than baseball. I think if we look back, it's probably better at baseball, but I didn't think that.
What you play?
Positionally?
Yeah.
I was a center fielder. Okay. Started as a third baseman. Called me the mousetrap.
Interesting.
And then I took a ground ball to the nose, and I got scared of. I just couldn't put my head down all the way. And my dad was the coach, and he's like, "Well, you're killing us at third." So he stuck me in the outfield, and it was.
Yeah, no offense. You're not built like a typical third baseman.
No, I'm not. More of a center fielder for sure. But like our club team, we were first in the state in 7th grade. I mean, I played with some guys who are in the. Well, I guess they're in the minors now, but drafted, and one dude was literally the 9th overall pick a couple of years ago. So yeah, like we went to a lot of big tournaments, but I like basketball more, so I chose to focus on that. Again, that's probably a top 3 athletic regret in my life for sure. But
yeah, you're not really built like a basketball player.
Not built like a basketball player.
Yo,
probably not built
easy shots.
Baseball player.
No, I think these are just.
But anyway,
I think somebody should have been like, "Hey."
Get to high school. I played soccer, played basketball, and I didn't play baseball my freshman year to focus on basketball. So kind of continuing that. Again, I do wish.
What was your competition coming in freshman year? Like
basketball?
Yeah, like who was starting 5?
Well, I wasn't on varsity my freshman year.
Were you JV?
I was in JV. Yep. But at the time we had 2 junior guards, Kimball and Eli. Kimball played at Bucknell. Eli played at. Where do you go? Bounced around Mount St. Mary's. I want to say he ended up somewhere, some Power 5 school by his senior year. His brother played for the Iowa State team, like George Niang and Monty Morris and all that. They both. I
wish I knew about basketball, y'all. Like I'm strictly football. Like
for those of you that know that, like 2015 Iowa State team was a good team.
Yeah, Babby, the 2015 Iowa State.
But
Lizzie acting like she knows she don't know nothing.
I was not any of their competition. I was in JV at the time. In my class, by the time I was a junior, Jabril, Price Noel, he and I were, I think we were the only two in our grade at varsity at some point. They pulled a couple, like my friends up that like grew up in the county. I played with a lot of my teammates were from outside the state. So a lot of players from Canada, Nigeria, Italy, Brazil, but mainly Canada. I had a lot of Canadian friends. A couple of my teammates were like best friends with Shea Gilgis. So that's a cool little plug of like, they grew up with Shea Gilgis Alexander.
Who's that?
Shea, like plays for the Thunder, like top 3 player in the league right now.
Braves.
Yep.
Yes, I think so.
Oh,
yeah, Shea
the
Gilgis.
Braves, not
Braves.
with the Braves. That's what I
Yeah,
thought you
no,
just
no,
said.
no,
I was like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
the right
I think I know what
sport.
you're talking about. He
Anyway,
from
I was
Canada?
like, you're
He's
way
Canadian.
off.
Yep, he's Canadian.
For real?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
crazy. I did not know that.
Anyway, so I focused again. It was a prestigious basketball school in there. I mean, all of Baltimore is really. We won BCL my junior year. Senior year got knocked out by Mount St. Joe in both. I think maybe Calvert Hall. Jalen Smith played at Maryland. Dude with the goggles plays like NBA too. He got dunked on by Ja like really really bad. You know who I'm talking about now?
I think I'm seeing the clip in my head.
He played for our rival school. Literally one of our rival high schools was St. Francis, where Angel Reese went to school. So
garbage.
Okay. Anyway.
I think we should talk about that because I've heard you're a very big Angel Reese stan.
Yes, I am an Angel Reese stan because again, she's from Baltimore,
hometown hero.
Went to St. Francis,
garbage,
and so she made it big.
She's not good at basketball.
She's getting her bag at the end of the day.
Does some things well, but doesn't mean I don't like Caitlin Clark.
She is terrible at basketball.
I'm happy to see.
She's definitely not terrible.
Someone from Baltimore.
I think, but she rage baits a little bit.
Angel Reese is terrible
at
basketball.
Day, she needs
a trainer.
Angel, if you're listening, I support you, and I'm here.
You need a trainer, and everybody knows.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? I could probably beat you 1v1.
Oh, okay.
No. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you buckets. That's how I'm feeling. You, them, whoever.
Okay, and then for our next question, out of all the sports you've played, which one was the most impactful for you and why?
Good question. I'll also throw it out that I did play tennis my senior year, baseball and tennis in the spring. High school too, and I love tennis. If I could go professionally in any sport, it'd be tennis. Okay. But I'd say most impactful is, most definitely basketball. I mean, we practice 7 days a week, 3 hours at a time, and so you're around these guys who, were D1 driven. Of course, playing with a now pro and man, seeing him the way that he prepared, even as a 14, 15, 16-year-old. So being around people like that who were just disciplined and driven, and they didn't post about it. They just went out and did it. So I think that was definitely the biggest thing. And I never got any playing time, never. But I knew that was going to be the case, and I knew the investment was. I'm going to be around people who are way way better than I am, and I'm going to learn a ton about the game. And then I would go to camps in the summer, like D3. College recruitment type camps, and I would play well. Or I'd come down over into like Bristol in the summers, stay with my grandparents and play with some of the schools up there and like play really well. And the goal was go play in college. I had a couple offers. I chose not to play in college. I got real burnt out my senior year, like pretty bad. But I was content with that. I was like, you know what? I put a lot of work into this. Almost lost myself in the middle of it. Hit our goals and said, I just don't know if I want to commit 4 more years of this. And thought I was kind of stepping away from the game there. Had a chance to coach when I first graduated from Milligan, from the old coach of Sullivan East, and was just like, no, I'm trying to figure out being a teacher and all this. And so getting to coach girls basketball team has got me back into the game. I'm really thankful for that because I definitely missed it. So, but for sure, basketball. Soccer, I do love soccer. And soccer helped a lot with like I'd go into basketball season the most conditioned, and you move on the court and field in similar ways. Obviously, they're very different, but just understanding space and all that. Those both have really, really helped with ultimate as well. And I love the baseball as well, but for sure basketball in the long term.
Was tennis and baseball hard to balance?
Oh,
Because a lot
sorry,
of people.
I didn't play it in the same season.
Oh. So you
So I
quit
played
baseball
baseball my
then?
sophomore year.
Okay.
And then my junior year, I told the coach I was going to play. And then, after our junior year, like getting ready to go into my senior year, prepping of like, I'm going to these camps this summer, I decided not to play. I told him I didn't leave him out on a limb, but I chose to focus on basketball again that spring. And that spring, I spent a lot of time around Kevin and Emmanuel and Nigel transferred in, and Jabril and Nate, and we spent a lot of time working out in the spring and summer together. And then in my senior year, after basketball was done, I was like, all right, I'm really burnt out. I'm exhausted. I've given a lot to this. I wanted to try something new, and that was tennis, and it was so much fun. Now,
because a lot of people say not to mix those.
Tennis and baseball?
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
And same thing with golf, but I don't really get that one because those are super different.
I'm terrible at golf. Let the record show. I am really bad at golf.
I enjoy the concept of golf.
I can't keep my front foot.
Cute outfit, golf cart, sunshine, hitting the golf ball.
I don't like to be bad at things, and I'm bad at golf.
Yeah, anyway, that's fair.
Anyway, so I didn't actually mix the two of them there, but I really do love tennis. I just don't ever play anymore, and never received like proper training.
Yeah,
like our coach didn't really coach us. We just kind of scrimmaged. I played
just
doubles
for fun.
too. Shout out to the tennis players here, tennis team. I was the double. We came in third in the conference. To this day, I still think we could have won the conference, but my partner had to like withdraw. He's like about to pass out in the semifinal game, and we blew it. We had a lead. We blew it.
Did he catch a cramp?
No, he had like I don't know. It was like he was gonna pass out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Like good reason, he had like a medical good reason for it.
I didn't know that tennis take that much energy.
Oh
yeah, it's pretty
my
hard.
goodness, tennis is tough.
A lot of running back and forth.
So anyway, yeah, basketball for sure.
And then we've talked about your experience with high school sports.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the most memorable moment or like some of your best achievements throughout all of them?
Best achievements? Again,
you weren't
really
achieving
on the court
a
whole lot, so nothing there. I mean, I still remember my first basket in varsity, which is pretty awesome. We had a couple rivals, but our biggest rival was Calvert Hall, all boys school, and they packed student section. Great place to play, but they traveled too. So we're at their place. They beat us the year before in the championship on a tip-in. Literally, that's how we lost. So we go to their place, my junior year, and we're up by like 25. So I get in the game.
Right.
Because we're up 25. And I'm, just in there to wind up with the clock. We did have a shot clock though. That's the difference. Maryland, we have a shot clock. It was kind of getting closer to
I think shot clock in high school makes sense.
It does, but it's an expensive thing. Because then every school has to have it. But I agree, we should have a
That's
shot
like,
clock.
I mean, play clocks for football. Like they put those in 2 years ago? Or was it our freshman year?
They ain't always had play clock?
No.
This is news to me as well.
What?
Well, you had to have them for playoff games, but you didn't have to have them for regular season games.
I did not
So
that's insane. First off, like whoa. What do you mean? Like they just start putting those in?
It was
in high school.
Yeah, well, because we had to get one. I guess it was my freshman year because it was the year we won state. We had to get ours put in at this field to be able to host playoff games.
I know that. So would teams just hold the ball?
Do you remember that? I have no idea how it worked. We weren't making playoffs.
Which I guess teams don't really hold the ball in basketball.
That was just like getting out first round.
Yeah,
second round,
we weren't
or
hosting.
Getting forfeited because of
COVID.
Nah, that was not COVID. I had like did something.
Oh.
Did something. They said.
Anyway.
Anyways, I do remember that happening.
I remember swinging the ball to the wing to teammate Monty, 6'8" guy from Lithuania, Peter Bryant, and just thinking, all right, whatever, he'll run the clock out, he'll shoot. Well, he passes it back. And I was and then I get, and then our other big rolls up in a ball screen going to the right, and I just go right, had a guy on my hip, finish it, got fouled too.
Wow.
But finish it, and the crowd went, because we traveled too, we have a huge student section. Crowd went nuts. It was awesome. You can literally, in the film, as the shot goes up, like someone yells out, D-Rob, in the back, you can hear on the film. I don't have that video anymore. But that was all. I mean, you remember that first basket. Obviously, winning, we won the BCL on a buzzer beater too by E-Man. So winning like that, there's some picture. I think I have it on my personal laptop, and our bench, like, because we jumped in the air after he hit the shot, and they caught that moment. It was like in the Baltimore Sun and all that. So that was all, like, winning like that. And then also just years of, you get to play with some of your closest friends, and you're traveling to away games and playing at home under the lights, stuff like that. Especially like Friday night basketball, Friday night soccer. Well, Thursday night soccer. Friday night was football. But anyway, that's probably my favorite high school moment. Sure.
All right, and then how did we get to ultimate frisbee? Because the whole time we've been talking, it's been baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, and nothing about it.
So, like I said, I ended up going to Milligan. I had a chance to play basketball there, but didn't want to pursue it. But I still wanted to go there anyway. So go to Milligan.
Man, I bet you have a lot of really
good. Well, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about sports.
I'm just thinking, that's an expensive place to go.
Yes. So, I get there and I'm like, all right, I'll just be a student. I'll just go to the gym. I'll play rec sports, all that. And then like a weekend, got introduced to some guys who are on the volleyball team. They're like, you should try out. And I think I got a weekend of like not having structure, not being on a team, not playing a sport, learning something new. And I said, yeah, I'll go try out. So I walked on the volleyball team. Never played volleyball before. We were bad. My volleyball players watching, we were not good.
Happens.
But I grew into a little bit of a volleyball player. So I played that for 4 years. And we would play, like, thankfully it wasn't so rigorous to where we couldn't like play rec sports too. And so we would play pickup ultimate for fun. And we didn't know what we were doing, but it was fun. And a guy I went to Milligan with coached ETSU's college team. We went to STEM. Shout out Ben Robinson. He coached ETSU, and he was like, hey, when you're done playing volleyball, you should come play with us. They weren't a sanctioned college team, so they could have people that didn't go to the school play there. And so initially I went into it thinking, all right, I'm graduating. I'm going to grad school. It'll be something that'll keep me active. I can learn something new. It's fun. I like to run, stay in shape.
Get some friends.
So I started playing ETSU in like the fall of 21. And really, really liked it. Had the athleticism there, like didn't know what the heck I was doing on the field. I just knew I'm going to run fast in a straight
frisbee,
line.
throw frisbee.
Didn't know how to throw at the time. But so we played in the couple college tournaments, and we had a couple of people guest play with us, including one of my real good friends, but in my club teammate, we played pro together. And he was like, hey, I think you should, it was after my first tournament, he was like, hey, I think you should come try out for this club team I play for in Knoxville in the spring. And I thought he'd just being nice. And I was like, oh, okay. But he followed back up in the spring and ended up trying out for that club team. And kind of rest is history. So, played 1 year club in that 2022 summer. And then that winter, a couple of my club teammates played professionally in Indianapolis. Nashville used to have a pro team. They used to play in that, but 5 of them used to. In Indianapolis,
like how cold?
In the winters.
Like how cold?
Like real chilly.
Like in
20. I'm finna go up there.
Like big jacket.
We had a practice in 2023, and it was like -4 degrees. It was awful. Anyway, so a couple of my teammates go to try out, and they played for them to go to try out, including Carson, this guy that brought me along. And I asked him, I was like, hey, how'd Alley Cats tryouts go? And he's like, well, actually, he got food poisoning, so I couldn't play. But he's like, but I went and tried out for Detroit. Now, Detroit, worst team in the league. They didn't win a game 2017 to 2024. Yeah. Like we literally didn't win a game. But he goes, I tried for Detroit, made it, and he goes, if you are willing to make the time to travel, I think you can make it too. And at the time, I had finished like my.
Did you kind of take that as a knock, or were you like, oh, okay, that's nice?
I've been playing for a year and a half.
Okay.
I've been playing for a year and a half.
I'm just asking because he's like, we're so bad. I think even you can make it.
No, I hadn't been playing very long at all, and of course, I was just like, my goal was always, I just want to be the best player I can be. I don't know what the ceiling is.
Right.
People were like, you
1%
got a lot of
better every day.
potential. 1% better every day. So he's like, I think if you got the time, if you're willing to commit to it, I think you make it. And so at the time, I'd finished teaching at Science Hill. I'd finished my student teaching requirements. I just had one more semester left. Yep. And I knew I was like, I want to move to Knoxville. but I have one more semester left in Johnson
You
City.
wanted to move to Knoxville?
Yes, but it's
Like,
not what we're talking about here.
hold on, man. Wait.
And,
Pause. Wait.
Again,
Time out.
I was in Johnson City. In
I think
comparison,
Knoxville's better than Johnson
Why
Knoxville's
City.
way better than Johnson City.
Knoxville,
I do
though?
love. Listen, Johnson's got a charm. Shout out
It's
to all my
so
friends in Johnson
boring
City.
here.
It's not
I don't think it's
nearly as
boring,
boring
here.
as Johnson City.
I think it's been fun growing up in
Man,
Knoxville.
I like
I done
it
been
here.
here for
I don't wanna
18
live here the rest of my
years.
life,
I'm ready
but-
for
But
something
I get
new.
that. I moved away from my hometown,
Right.
so I get that. But I'm
Yeah.
not from here, so remember, to me,
Okay.
it's a little newer.
Understood.
More fun. So anyway, so I decided I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go try out. I've got the time. Why not? If anything, I was like, I'll be a fringe player, but I'll get better. I'll be surrounded by. They're still professionals, even if they're
Right.
the worst team in the league. I mean, even the Pistons put together a team for the last couple of years. The Wizards still exist, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are still
That's
professionals.
true.
Okay, so go up, try out,
What are the
Make-
Wizards?
like
a team?
basketball. They're bad.
What do they?
They're like 10 and something. They won like 10 games this year.
What state is that?
Washington D.C. John Wall, Bradley Beal used to play for the Wizards.
Oh,
Yes, I was making
the
an
blue and red
analogy.
team.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
Anyway, so go make the team, and again, I'm thinking like maybe I'll play a couple games, practice guy, but the coaches saw something in me and started on that whole year, and played club. There's leagues that go around Knoxville. So I played 1 year Detroit professionally. Tried out for Indy last year. Actually, Chicago. That was awesome. I got a message from. I finished working out. I checked my phone. I've got an Instagram DM from Chicago's pro team's captain. Not their club team. Their club team is way too good, but their pro team. And he was like, "Hey, give me a call. I don't know if you're interested in, what it looks like playing for Chicago." And called him. It was very enticing offer. He was like, "Listen, we have places you can live here in Chicago for the summer, but I'd have to live there. I couldn't commute back and forth."
Why?
Thought about it, but
Why wouldn't you want to live there for the summer? Like,
I
it's
like
not
my life here in Knoxville.
Okay, I mean, fair
That's
enough.
all. And
But
again,
you can
I'm
live
playing
your
club
life
here,
in
Senior.
playing
Knoxville.
leagues here. My friends are here, and I also was thinking that all right, so if I go play Chicago, okay,
Okay.
I obviously was going to have a reduced role, which I didn't mind that. Be
Right.
changing up kind of the role on the team, but again, you're on a better team, surrounded by better players. Again, I'm trying to become the best player I can be. But I was like, all right, so what happens? I play a summer here. What happens next year? Do I go back? Like, I like my life here. I don't want to move anywhere. And so I decided not to do it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try for Indy. I've got club teammates that live for Indy. That was like a big goal. And going through the tryout process, and then I got hurt. I strained my back last February
Dang, getting old.
for the 4th time. I've strained my lower back 4 times.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh
Yes,
my
all
goodness.
from lifting. Not. It's embarrassing to admit, but it's important to be honest. Boys not moving around a lot
you-
of weight, back squatting.
You weren't ego lifting?
I was not ego lifting.
What?
Yeah, it was
Hey,
so I strained
Not
it.
to brag, bro, but my max squat 425.
I'm not.
What's your
coming
max
near
squat?
That. That's not what we're talking about here. So not 425. I can tell you that much.
425.
So anyway, so I got hurt and had to pull myself away from that, which was hard at the time because it was like I felt I was so close. I really think I was like, I feel like I'm gonna get signed. Like India, it's a top 10, top 12 team
Right.
in the league. But it worked out to be, it was a great thing because I was able to be here every weekend coaching the team here for Ultimate. I didn't have to commute to Indianapolis every other weekend to play and to practice. So I'm no longer a professional player.
Oh,
There
You're
are teams that I'm
retired.
like I can
you
still
could
play
be.
for, but I can't make
You're
the
just
commute.
past that life.
No, I can't. The closest team is Atlanta. I could never make Atlanta. They're really good.
Yeah.
Raleigh's really close. I can never make Raleigh. But with coaching, basketball coaching, Ultimate, like I can't commute on the weekends, and I love coaching, so that's not something I really miss. Also, it was nice this past summer not having to drive to the Midwest every weekend to
Yeah.
play because I'm
I
playing
don't-
3 times throughout the week in club and league stuff, and then you have to play a game on Saturday and you travel back. Like
Hanging out in the Midwest
Be
isn't.
getting hit with toes and stuff.
actually not going to the Midwest. In fact,
For real?
no, going back home to Maryland.
Bruh.
Anyway, so that's where we are now. So it's awesome. It's giving me a chance because I talk about playing all these sports as a kid, but like playing volleyball in college and just trying to focus on a couple sports in high school, like it didn't really feel like myself. I'm not very big, tall, can jump, but I can't jump that high. But like volleyball just wasn't never going to be
Really.
great
You
at
dunk.
that. And
Can
so
you dunk
I used to be able to dunk like
back in the day?
like a football or a softball. I do not think I can do that anymore. Can't palm a basketball, fortunately.
Yeah.
So,
Happens to the best of us.
but it's given me another chance to play another sport, meet new people, but also it just has made me feel like kind of myself again. I feel like because again, sports was such a big part of growing up and throughout high school, and I think I got away from that a little bit in college. And so this has given me another chance to compete, be disciplined at something, be good at something, and I'm very thankful for that. And that's why I love it so much. And tell people who play other sports like, hey, something in the off season, or if you get to that point too where you're done playing, you don't want to play something in college, or you do and you're done, and you're just like that person that needs that structure and they need that. Hey, I've had to go to practice every day of my life from the time I was 6. That's all I know. I can't just go lift to lift.
Right.
It's a great thing. And again, if you've got an athletic background, you already have a leg up there. You can be taught how to throw. You can be taught where to go on the field.
Bobby, it feels like he's recruiting you right now.
I'm cool.
Okay. I tried it.
Nah, it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm just a football only type of guy. You know what I'm saying? If I can't play, I'm probably wait till I get a little bit like old, start coaching.
That's fair.
All right. And now before we go, we have a mailbag question from the desk.
All right, mailbag question for the day is: if you can go back in time, what sport would you commit to and why?
Ooh, okay, that brings up like a very interesting point because I wouldn't want to have specialized. Like I think a big regret of mine is not just playing
Every
baseball in the
sport you could.
spring and then just working out basketball in the summer and then playing soccer in the fall. Like again, I've learned it's kind of different down here. Like you don't see a lot of kids that play multiple sports. And I get that. Football is a big thing down here. Like we're in comparison to Tennessee and Georgia and Maryland, football is bad. I don't even play football, so I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that. But I get that. You spend time going to stuff in the spring and you got to lift a lot. And of course, summer, every team practices in the summer, so I kind of understand that an extent for sure. But I think for me, I never would have wanted to just specialize, and in a way I kind of did that and I regret that. However, for the sake of the question, if I could go back and focus just on one, I would pick soccer. I love soccer, but as a kid, I didn't think I was any good at it. I was just like, oh, I'm fast. I can run the entire time. I'm gonna go hustle. I can make a pass. I can cross the ball. But I wasn't very skilled. I wasn't gonna dribble around anyone, and I interpreted that as I'm not very good at it. And now, like I watch a ton of soccer, keep up with it, and I'm like, I'd have been a good right back. Know my role, looked advance it, nope, pass it back. But at the time, I didn't think I was any good at it. No confidence in soccer, but I like to play it. I just wasn't good at it. And so if you made me choose one sport, I'd choose soccer.
Okay, thank you guys for joining us. That's all we have for today. If you want to see more episodes like this, make sure to like and follow down below.